Great product. Worked without any type of complexity. I am very pleased with this Samsung 860 Pro 1TB SATA SSD from Samsung. I got a Parrot to upgrade a client's tower from 3.5 inches hard drives and breathe new life into the system's performance. I also took the opportunity to run a little performance testing. It did well. I used Crystal Disk Mark to benchmark drive performance. It tests with and without command queuing. Since all current operating systems I use, Windows 7 and later, Linux and Mac, all enable command queuing by default, it'll focus on those results. The drive does great with sequential reads, writes. I got reads of about 558 megabytes per second and writes of about 512 megabytes per second. Most SSD drives do fairly well on sequential read-write operations. With this drive the difference is only about 10% for queued versus unqueued. This 860 Pro drive did better than many other drives with random reads at about 300 megabytes per second and writes at about 207 megabytes per second. Unqueued reads were about 36 megabytes, almost 1/10 the queued rate, and writes were about 65 megabytes per second, about 1/3 the queued rate. Command queuing makes a big difference with random access and makes this drive stand out for this use. The 2.5 inches SATA form factor works well with the Dell 2.5 inches to 3.5 inches adapters that fit into the existing drive caddies, making 3.5 inches drive replacement a breeze. An important factor for me and my SSDs have come a long way since they were introduced some years ago. The Samsung Pro series has better reliability and higher write specs than their Evo models. They also have slightly larger sizes in powers of 2, rather rounded down to the nearest decimal value. In conclusion, this Samsung 860 SSD is one of the faster ones I've used, especially on random reads, writes with queuing enabled. This drive was perfect to upgrade my client system. The old mechanical drive is now retired and their previously fairly fast tower just flies now. With this sort of result, I love these drives for upgrades. This is my third purchase of a Samsung Pro SSD. Been very pleased. First the 840, then 850 and now 860, for 3 different computers. And after 13,305 gigabytes have been written on the older 840, Crystal Disk Info 8.0 still reports that it, and also the 850, is still working fine. See screen capture snips. Great so far, nice and peppy. I've had some of the 850 Pros for a while and wanted 2 more but couldn't find them for a reasonable price because the 860s had replaced them. So I got a couple of them and, yeah, they're excellent. Samsung Pro Series SSDs are simply the best. Click link in description for more reviews.